2 hours left. Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this message quickly. Do not tell anyone, it is only for you. They are setting up a meeting to discuss your removal. Open this message quickly. The words sound urgent, like a storm pressing in on a quiet house. Not everything in life gives us time to think, to prepare, or to breathe before the winds begin to blow. Some things arrive suddenly, like the shattering of silence, like the creak of a door opening that no one touched. The message is not a threat. It is a warning of love, a call to open your eyes and let God steady your feet. It is not about fear, it is about waking up. You are being pulled close, not cast away. Something is happening in the unseen, and it is not to destroy you, but to prepare you. What they plan will not succeed, because what God has declared over your life stands stronger than their whispers. If you feel this in your soul, I invite you to comment, Amen, to agree in faith with heaven's hand over your life. Now, stay with this until the end. This is not just for your ears, it's for your spirit. If you leave early, you will miss what has been kept hidden until now. God is not asking you to run in fear, but to sit down with Him in full trust. This moment matters, not because of what they are doing, but because of what He is about to reveal. Something unseen has been set into motion, and though it may look like confusion on the outside, within the heart of God, there is a perfect and beautiful alignment happening in your favor. You may have heard things lately that made your chest tighten. You may have felt tension in rooms where once there was warmth. You might have walked into places and sensed that your presence was no longer welcome. And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still chosen. They do not know who they are touching when they speak your name in the shadows. They do not realize that heaven has surrounded you. They are gathering for a meeting in secret, but God already sat in that room before they entered. He has heard every word. He has counted every sentence. And He is not silent. The urgency is not in their plot. The urgency is in your awakening. This is the hour to remember who you are and who holds your future. You were never placed here to please man. You were sent by divine assignment, and what man plans in darkness, God overturns in the light. No plan can prosper where God has laid His hand. No gathering can cancel what heaven has anointed. If this touches you deeply and you feel seen, I gently ask you to like this video, not for me, but so others can feel this covering too. You were never just someone moving through time and space unnoticed. Every step you took, even the ones that shook beneath you, were known by God. He saw you stay quiet when others spoke against you. He watched you hold back tears when you could have defended yourself. He counted the nights you prayed when no one even knew your name was being tossed in conversations not meant for your ears. And now, the time has come. He is lifting the curtain. Not to expose you, but to cover you. Not to shame you, but to shelter you. The whisper of heaven is louder than the shout of those who gather against you. Their meeting may happen. Their words may fly. But none of it holds weight in the court of the King. What they do not understand is that God does not need to warn them. He warns you, because you are His. He protects His own. You are not fragile. You are hidden. Hidden does not mean forgotten. Hidden means preserved. Like a treasure placed in a vault. Like oil kept in a sealed jar for the appointed time. This moment, these 2 hours left, are not a countdown to something dreadful. They are a countdown to your awakening. You are not losing your place. You are being repositioned. You are not being removed. You are being revealed. And in the revealing, some will be silenced by the grace that covers you, by the favor that follows you, by the light that shines on you even in the deepest night. They may say your name in a meeting, but God is writing your name in a book. They may try to draw lines to push you out, but God is drawing a circle to pull you in. They may gather behind closed doors, but God's door for you is standing wide open. He does not need votes. He does not need approval. His blessing is not a decision, it is a decree. This message was never about fear. It was about preparing your heart to stay planted when the wind rises. It was about bringing your soul into focus, because the noise around you is only meant to distract you from the quiet work God is doing within you. His hand is steady. His plan is sure. His love is stronger than anything you are facing now. So do not tremble. Do not flinch. You are not standing alone. The same God who shut the mouths of lions for Daniel is standing in front of you. The same God who walked through the fire with the 3 men is walking beside you. The same God who stretched out his hand and calmed the storm is reaching out to calm your heart right now. If your spirit agrees with this truth, type 1111 in the comments to mark this moment with belief. They are meeting, yes. But so is heaven. Angels are not sleeping. Heaven's strategy has already outpaced the schemes of man. God does not wait until they finish talking to act. He moves before a word is spoken. He goes ahead of you, and he makes the crooked paths straight. He turns every plan into purpose, every attack into testimony, every storm into a doorway. What's the buzz behind the 7-second brain trick making headlines? A recently leaked CIA brain ritual is turning heads, and bank balances. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this simple home method is turning money blocks into unstoppable wealth flow. Homes, cars, and cash are flooding in. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. Hold on to this truth. Stay with this message. Do not let go. The next words may carry something your heart has been waiting for all this time. Something is being written in the background of your life, and the author has not put down his pen. This chapter will not end in sorrow. This chapter will not close with your removal. This chapter will be remembered for the shift, for the turn, for the victory you didn't even see coming. There is weight in the silence you carry. There is purpose in the isolation you felt. There are prayers you whispered that no one but God heard, and He is answering them in ways you didn't expect. The people who are talking about you behind closed doors, the ones who have distanced themselves, the ones who pretend not to see you, none of them have the final say. What they think cannot overrule what God has already declared about you in secret. Their meeting, their conversations, their attempts to remove you or reduce you will not stand, because you are held in a place they cannot reach. You are in the palm of God's hand, and no man, no rumor, no scheme, no trap, no betrayal can remove you from where He has placed you. You are covered by a covenant that is older than their opinions. You are chosen, not by people, but by the living God who has never lost a battle. If your heart agrees with this truth, take a moment to type 222 in the comments to say you trust Him fully even when things feel unsure. This is not the first time someone tried to speak against someone God anointed. This is not the first time a group tried to stop a move of God by removing the vessel He chose to use. Look through the stories in the Word. Joseph was betrayed and sold, and still the palace was waiting for him. Esther was hidden in the palace until the moment came when her voice would save a nation. David was hunted by Saul, yet God still crowned him king. Every one of them was surrounded by those who whispered, who planned, who doubted, and yet heaven was always one step ahead. And heaven is ahead of you now. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not being pushed out. You are being lifted. The pressure you feel is not a sign that you are being buried, it is the sign that you are being planted deeper, because the fruit that is about to come from your life will shake every lie that's been said about you. They cannot remove what they did not appoint. They cannot touch what they did not carry. You were formed in secret. You were prepared in the shadows. You were molded through fire and tears and warfare that only you and God know about. So do not flinch when they gather to talk. Do not shrink when the room grows cold. You are not depending on their welcome, because God already opened the door they are trying to close. Even now, while they talk and plan, heaven is working. Not later. Not tomorrow. Right now. Something is shifting in the atmosphere around your life. What they spoke to discredit you is going to be used by God to reveal you. The more they talk, the more they stir the heavens. They do not know it, but they are provoking your breakthrough. Every sentence, every meeting, every attempt is only pressing the oil from your life. Do not lose heart. Do not let your spirit grow tired. You have been sustained this long by a strength that did not come from yourself. You are still here, even after all of it, because God has not let go of you, and He never will. If you feel the fire of this word, and your heart is still open, type 333 to declare your faith is still standing. God is not just observing. He is responding. He is not passive. He is not waiting to see what happens. He is active. He is moving behind the curtain, behind the noise, and He is setting the scene for your rise. They do not know it, but they are preparing the stage for the revealing of your purpose. What they try to remove, God multiplies. What they try to shut down, God opens up. You do not need to force anything. You do not need to chase anything. You are already walking in divine alignment. And yet, there is a responsibility on you now. Not to fight back. Not to prove anything. Not to explain yourself. But to remain still in the place where God is anchoring you. He will show you when to speak. He will open the right doors at the exact moment. He will bring your name into rooms you've never entered. You will not have to scheme, strive, or beg. The blessing is not coming from man, it is coming from Him alone. Be mindful now. The next few hours may feel quiet, may feel ordinary, may even feel uncomfortable. But within the stillness, God is rearranging things. He is shifting hearts. He is closing doors that no longer serve your growth. He is moving people out who once walked with you. Not because of anger, not because of punishment, but because of purpose. Not everyone who started with you is meant to finish this next chapter. Let him prune. Let him protect. Let him prepare. If you felt forgotten, overlooked, rejected, or pushed out, then this moment is for you. God saw every time they dismissed you. He counted every time they used your presence but rejected your voice. And He is going to restore you in ways that will leave no doubt who has been with you all along. They are setting up plans. But heaven is setting up the response. They are writing your ending. But God is rewriting the beginning of your next season. They are using your name like it is light. But God is reminding them your name carries weight. You are not falling. You are being repositioned. You are not breaking. You are being reborn. You are not being pushed out. You are being pushed through. What if just 7 seconds could flip your entire financial life? A shocking CIA leak has revealed a powerful brain ritual that's helping ordinary people wipe out debt and attract wealth beyond imagination. Backed by 4 cutting-edge neuroscience labs, this at-home breakthrough is turning everyday lives into dreams, luxury cars, beautiful homes, endless vacations. But this secret may vanish soon. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. There is no force on earth or under it that can cancel what God has already covered in grace. You may walk through valleys, but you will not die there. You may be pressed, but you will not be crushed. You may be targeted, but you will not be defeated. Because the God who calls you His own is watching every single move and turning every single thing into a part of your redemption. This is not the end. It's the beginning of something sacred. The pressure you've been feeling is not because you are losing ground. It is because your soul is being stretched to make room for the new thing God is about to pour out. It might look like you are surrounded. It might feel like you are being squeezed from all sides. But heaven has surrounded the ones who surround you. What's pressing against you now will never be stronger than the God who stands with you. And if your spirit agrees that God is moving in your situation, even when you don't see it yet, go ahead and type 555 in the comments as your silent declaration that you believe He's not finished with you. They can meet in secret. They can speak in whispers. They can plan behind closed doors. But they cannot erase what God wrote in light. You were chosen before the foundation of the world. Your name was known before your battles ever began. Nothing that is happening now has caught God off guard. Nothing about their meeting, their words, their actions is beyond His reach. They are limited. He is not. They can try, but they cannot overthrow what they didn't create. They can gather, but they cannot undo what has been sealed in heaven. You are not here to beg for a seat at a table that was never meant to hold you. You were called to build something that cannot be shut down by the approval of man. What they meant for harm, God is already bending toward good. That pain you felt when they withdrew from you, that sting when they acted like you didn't belong anymore, it wasn't to destroy you. It was to protect you from attaching yourself to places you've outgrown. Not everyone can carry your calling. Not everyone can walk where you're headed. And that's okay. You've been carrying weight in silence. You've been battling thoughts no one else can see. You've been wondering why things feel so heavy. And the answer is not that you're weak. It's that the promise over your life is too strong to be left unshaken. God is not trying to break you. He is preparing to bless you in a way that requires your roots to run deeper. The deeper your roots, the higher you'll rise. The more still you become, the more clearly you'll hear Him speak. So do not run from the tension. Do not panic in the pressure. This is not your punishment. It is your positioning. What feels like instability is actually the hand of God pulling you into alignment. He is not asking you to be louder. He is asking you to be quieter. Not silent in fear, but still in trust. There is a difference. He is not asking you to hide. He is asking you to rest. To let Him fight the battles that were never yours to begin with. If you've ever felt like you had to defend your name, like you had to prove your worth, like you had to convince people to keep you around, let it go now. Let those weights fall. That is not your burden. You are not your reputation. You are not their perception. You are who God says you are. And He is not confused about you. He does not regret choosing you. He is not reconsidering His promise. He is not rewriting His plan. He is confirming it. You do not need to fear their words. God's word is louder. You do not need to fear their plans. God's purpose is stronger. You do not need to fear their rejection. God's hand is still holding you tightly. When you were in your lowest valley, He was there. When you didn't think you would make it through the last season, He pulled you through. When you had nothing but your faith, it was enough for Him to move. And now, after everything, He is still here. Still covering you. Still defending you. Still watching over you. This is not the hour to shrink. This is the hour to believe. Believe that God has already gone before you. Believe that nothing formed against you can stand. Believe that your name is written in places your feet haven't even touched yet. Believe that the Spirit of God is placing a fire inside you that no plot, no meeting, no decision can put out. If you believe this in your heart, type 1212 as a quiet marker in the comments to say, I will not fear what they do, because I know who holds me. You have no idea the kind of weight your faith is carrying right now. While others are making noise and building schemes, you are standing still with tears in your eyes and a prayer in your mouth, and heaven sees it. You are not invisible. You are not overlooked. The oil on your life is not cheap. It was crushed through pain, purified through pressure, and preserved through your silence. God is not just preserving you. He is preparing a moment. A shift. A divine turn. And when it comes, it will not look like revenge. It will look like restoration. He will not bring you back to where you were. He will raise you above what tried to bury you. You will see it with your eyes. You will feel it in your bones. You will know, deep in your spirit, that the tears you cried were never wasted. The same God who shielded you when you were small is the same God who will establish you now. You didn't come through all that darkness just to be silenced. You didn't wait all this time just to be passed over. What belongs to you is still yours. What God promised you is still alive. What He whispered to you when no one else believed in you still matters. Heaven has not changed its mind. Could this hidden CIA brain ritual be the real reason people are suddenly rich? A secret CIA discovery has just leaked, revealing a brain hack that's pulling wealth into people's lives effortlessly. It only takes 7 seconds, it's done at home, and it's backed by 4 neuroscience labs. Debt is vanishing, luxury is becoming normal. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky, the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. And while they gather and plan and assume they have power, God is drawing His own circle around you. Not a circle of isolation, but of protection. The enemy cannot enter. The lie cannot stay. The fear cannot root itself here. You've been walking through days that felt too long, nights that felt too loud, and decisions that felt too heavy to carry alone. And the truth is, you never carried them alone. Even in the silence, He was there. Even when it looked like the prayers were unanswered, Heaven was still writing. You were never forgotten in the waiting. You were being shaped by it. You were being made steady, being made clear, being made ready. And now, the doors that tried to stay shut will begin to shake under the weight of your obedience. If your spirit feels the truth in this, speak it into the comments by writing 777 and mark this moment as your turning point. You do not have to fight your way through anymore. The battles that once consumed your mind, the names that once wounded your heart, the places where you felt small on purpose, those battles are not yours anymore. The Lord Himself is standing in between you and the voices that tried to drown out your light. And He is not just quieting the storm. He is calming the war within you that made you feel like maybe, just maybe, you were not worthy of what He promised. But you are worthy. Not because you earned it. Not because you were perfect. But because He placed His hand on you and said, "This one is mine." And what is His, He protects. What is His, He defends. What is His, He lifts. So you don't need to explain yourself to the ones who are planning your removal. You don't need to rehearse the conversations that broke you or replay the moments they turned away. God saw it all. And He is not asking you to justify yourself. He is simply asking you to stay rooted in Him. Because what's coming next does not require your defense. It requires your surrender. There are some doors that only open in the silence. Some breakthroughs that only rise in stillness. And this moment, this hour, is one of them. Your stillness is not weakness. It is worship. Your surrender is not a lack of strength. It is your agreement with heaven that says, I don't need to push what God has already prepared. I don't need to chase what God has already assigned. I don't need to fight what God has already silenced. The ones setting up a meeting to discuss your removal have no idea they are pushing you straight into the arms of your next elevation. What they see as dismissal, God is using as deliverance. What they call rejection, God is calling redirection. And while they believe they have power, they are only confirming what God has been waiting to reveal all along. Your time is now. It will not look like what you expected. It may not come through the people you thought would support you. But it will come. Because God is not limited by their loyalty. He is not bound by their plans. He does not depend on their approval. He blesses who He wants, when He wants, and how He wants. And right now, He has turned His face toward you with favor that cannot be undone. If your heart is open and ready, type 999 in the comments to say, I receive the shift that heaven is bringing into my life. Do not be surprised when things start falling away. It is not destruction, it is divine disconnection. God is removing what cannot walk with you anymore. And yes, it will be painful. Letting go always is. But what He brings next will heal what those people tried to destroy in you. He is restoring your voice. He is restoring your joy. He is restoring the confidence you lost when they made you feel replaceable. You are not replaceable. You are not optional. You are not a mistake. You are God's design, handwoven in grace, and placed on this earth for a purpose that still stands, no matter how many times others tried to tear it down. You've made it through the silence. You've stayed steady through the storm. And now, God is calling you to step forward, not with fear, not with apology, but with full assurance that you are covered. Covered in mercy. Covered in strength. Covered in truth. The people who underestimated you will have no choice but to watch the hand of God elevate you in a way that cannot be denied. Not because you need their applause, but because He delights in showing the world what He can do with someone who stayed faithful in the fire. This next hour carries weight. It carries purpose. It carries transformation. But it also carries peace. The kind of peace that wraps around you when everything else is loud. The kind of peace that reminds you that you are not behind. That you are not forgotten. That you are not disqualified. You are right on time. You are exactly where God needs you to be for what He's about to release. He is placing a stillness inside of you that will silence every anxious thought. A strength in you that will carry the weight of every open door. A clarity in you that will walk past every distraction without looking back. You are not walking into your next season alone. The Spirit of God is walking before you, beside you, and within you. And no meeting held in darkness can stop what is being born in the light. They can speak against you, but God has already spoken over you. They can push you out, but God has already pulled you in. They can plan around you, but God's plan includes you. What you are stepping into next will not be a struggle, it will be a surprise. A holy one. One that leaves you speechless with gratitude, because after all you've endured, you'll finally see why it had to happen this way. Why is this 7-second brain ritual suddenly going viral? Leaked CIA files have exposed a hidden brainwave technique that opens the floodgates to wealth. Verified by 4 top labs, this ritual is turning financial pain into prosperity, fast. From massive bills to luxury trips, it's changing lives. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. There is something indescribable happening around your life right now, something that goes beyond what the natural eye can see or what the mind can easily explain. You are living through a moment where heaven is guiding every step, even the ones that feel uncertain, even the ones that feel heavy, even the ones you have to take without understanding what is waiting on the other side. This hour is shaping you, stretching you, and preparing you in ways that will make sense only when the fullness of God's plan unfolds, and you look back and realize that nothing was wasted, not even the parts that hurt the most. You have been walking through a season where the atmosphere around you felt tense, like something unseen was pressing in, like shadows were moving even when no one was speaking, like a shift was coming though you could not explain why you felt it so deeply in your spirit. What you must understand now is that these sensations were not signs of danger. They were signs of birth. You were not being surrounded by darkness. You were being surrounded by transition. And transition always comes with pressure, because something must move for something else to emerge. If your heart can feel the turning of this moment, type 1010 in the comments as a quiet declaration that you trust God with the next step. You are not standing in a place of threat. You are standing in a place of transformation. The weight you feel is the weight of destiny adjusting itself around your shoulders. What once felt too heavy will soon feel familiar, because you are rising into a version of yourself that has been waiting within you for years. This is the hour when everything God stored inside you begins to breathe, awakening gifts that were silent, awakening strength that you forgot you carried, awakening clarity that was buried under old wounds, old fears, old memories that no longer hold authority over your life. The spiritual pressure you feel is not against you. It is for you. Heaven is aligning you with purpose. The Spirit of God is rearranging the ground beneath your feet. And every attempt of darkness to unsettle you will become a stepping stone toward the place God has been leading you since the moment you were born. Nothing is happening to destroy your path. Everything is happening to reveal it. You must understand that when God elevates someone, the atmosphere shifts before the elevation arrives. People sense things before they see things. Environments tighten before breakthroughs unfold. And the enemy always reacts when heaven begins to move. The tightening around your life is not a sign of losing ground. It is the sign that the enemy is realizing he is losing his grip. You are stepping into clarity. You are stepping into identity. You are stepping into authority. And the enemy knows he cannot follow you there. Do not mistake spiritual turbulence for divine abandonment. You have never been alone in this. You have never walked a single step without heaven watching, guiding, redirecting, shielding, and lifting you even in the moments you thought you were sinking. The truth is, you were never sinking. You were being strengthened. Every wave that rose against you was training your spirit to stand taller, to see clearer, to trust deeper. There are moments in life when God allows everything unnecessary to fall away, not because you are being punished, but because you cannot carry those weights into the future He has designed for you. You have been holding on to people, memories, fears, and expectations that were too small for the calling on your life. And though it hurt to lose them, their presence could not sustain you in the place where God is taking you next. So let the pruning happen. Let the falling away happen. Let the silence settle where noise once lived. You are not losing anything essential. You are being refined. And the refining is holy. The refining is purposeful. The refining is sacred because it prepares the vessel for the fullness of the oil that is coming. If your heart is willing to receive that refining, type 1515 in the comments to mark your agreement with God's timing. The things that once shook you will no longer shake you. The things that once frightened you will no longer intimidate you. The voices that once wounded you will no longer have access to your peace. Because God is anchoring you from the inside out now. He is clearing the fog from your spirit. He is lifting the heaviness from your chest. He is pouring peace where anxiety tried to root itself. And He is giving you a strength that is soft enough to love and bold enough to stand. Nothing about this moment is ordinary. You are in the middle of divine repositioning. What was meant to break you is becoming the catalyst for your rise. What was intended to silence you is becoming the place where your voice grows louder. What once felt like rejection will soon reveal itself as protection. And what felt like the end will reveal itself as the doorway to a beginning that carries more glory, more purpose, and more divine alignment than anything you have walked through before. The whispers around you can no longer dictate your direction. The pressure around you can no longer dictate your worth. The fears around you can no longer dictate your future. Because the God who formed you has placed His hand upon your life with a certainty that cannot be undone. You are stepping into a new hour now, one where your spirit is awake, your faith is stronger, and your soul is anchored in a truth that cannot be shaken. You are rising not because circumstances became easy, but because God became undeniable. And as you rise, the atmosphere will shift again, not with tension this time, but with clarity, peace, and divine assurance. Is it time you unlock the same CIA secret brain ritual changing lives in seconds? A new leak has revealed a powerful 7-second technique, developed under CIA-funded research and backed by neuroscience. It's helping people magnetize wealth like never before. From debt to luxury, faster than anyone believed. But this miracle won't stay public for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. There is a sound in the spirit, a stirring in places that have been asleep for far too long. Heaven is not watching passively while people try to label you, limit you, or move you out of position. The Lord is active. He is engaged. He is surrounding you with strength. And what you are sensing now is the weight of heaven moving on your behalf, not to entertain you, not to distract you, but to establish you in the very place the enemy thought you would be erased. If your soul is aligned with this, type 1717 in the comments as a quiet agreement that you are stepping into what belongs to you. They never thought you would survive the last season. They didn't expect you to recover from what was done to you, or from what was said about you. But you are still here. Not because of luck. Not because someone helped you behind the scenes. You are here because God preserved you. You are standing today because something stronger than fear held your spirit when you couldn't hold yourself. And now, that same hand is lifting you again, not just to protect you, but to position you for visibility, for clarity, for healing, and for honor. What the enemy meant to use as a tool of isolation, God is turning into a testimony of restoration. The very rooms where your name was mishandled are the rooms where God is preparing to reveal the truth. And He will do it without you having to lift a finger in defense. This next miracle is not coming because of your striving, it's coming because of your surrender. Let this sink in, you are not behind. You are not too late. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. You are not being removed. You are being redeemed. And redemption is never rushed. It arrives with divine precision, and when it comes, it replaces every place of shame with glory. Every place of silence with purpose. Every place of lack with the fullness of what heaven has always held for you. There is no strategy of man that can override the strategy of God. They may organize their meetings. They may plan their outcomes. They may convince themselves that they hold influence. But God holds time. God holds access. God holds release. And when He says, now, nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop the flood of favor He pours out. You may feel like you've lost too much. Like too many doors closed. Like too many people walked away. But let this truth steady you now. Sometimes, God allows things to fall apart not to punish you, but to rebuild the foundation of your identity, so it is not rooted in applause, in approval, or in access, but only in Him. He wants you to know that even when they leave, He stays. Even when they betray you, He blesses you. Even when they gather against you, He guards you. If that speaks to where your heart is today, type Amen in the comments to acknowledge that you are held by something eternal. The people who misunderstood your silence, who misread your quiet strength, who tried to use your grace as an excuse to move against you, they do not understand the kind of anointing that lives inside someone who has been through fire and still chooses to love, still chooses to forgive, still chooses to rise. You are not just surviving. You are being shaped into someone unshakable. You have cried more than they will ever know. You have fought battles in the spirit that no one saw. And now, you are being rewarded not because of how loud you were, but because of how faithful you remained. Heaven honors what man forgets. God remembers what others dismiss. And when He opens His hand, the shift will be seen, the weight will be lifted, and the blessing will arrive. You don't need to chase closure anymore. You don't need to seek validation from people who refuse to see your worth when it mattered. This is the hour where God Himself becomes your vindication, your voice, your covering, and your light. The shadow they tried to cast over you will break apart under the weight of the glory that is now surrounding your life. You are not just protected, you are being positioned. You are not just kept, you are being crowned. Let yourself breathe again. Let your shoulders relax. Let your hands open. The warfare may have been intense, but the reward will be even greater. What God is pouring out over your life cannot be explained with logic. It cannot be matched by what they could offer. It is pure. It is powerful. It is personal. And it is coming swiftly. God has already spoken over you. Long before they gathered, He called you. Long before they plotted, He sealed you. Long before they whispered, He wrote your name in His plan. And now, the hour has come to step out of the shadows of fear and into the light of who you truly are. You are a vessel of purpose. You are a carrier of fire. You are an answer to someone else's prayer. And your story is not over, it is just beginning to unfold in ways that will silence every lie spoken over your life. This is your hour. This is your shift. This is your confirmation. And when the door opens, you will walk through it not with fear, but with faith. Not with trembling, but with trust. Not with bitterness, but with boldness. Because you know now, God did not forget you. He was just saving the best part of your story for last. The people who counted you out did not realize that they were not dealing with someone who was built by approval or shaped by applause. You were molded in silence, refined in prayer, and carried by grace. You were never dependent on them, even when you loved them. And now that they are no longer near you, their absence is not your emptiness, it is your clarity. What felt like loss was actually liberation, and what looked like rejection was God's redirection all along. If this is your confirmation, type Amen in the comments to receive it in your spirit right now. Do you know why everyone's whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A brainwave ritual leaked from the CIA is changing lives across the globe. Proven by neuroscience, this 7-second method helps regular people attract money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky, the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. Every day that felt like it broke you was actually building something eternal inside of you. The nights that made you weep were watering seeds that are now beginning to sprout. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are being revealed at the exact moment heaven designed. The enemy hoped you would quit before this point. He hoped you would silence yourself, doubt yourself, turn your back on your calling. But you didn't. You stayed, even with tears in your eyes. You believed, even with pressure on your chest. You moved forward, even when your heart was heavy. That kind of faith cannot go unnoticed. That kind of surrender cannot be ignored. And now, in this divine window of time, God is releasing something fresh over your life. Not something borrowed, not something recycled, but something specifically for you. Tailored by mercy. Designed in love. Released in perfect timing. They thought their meeting could remove you. They thought their decision could break you. But they never had that kind of power. Only God holds the final word over your life. And the word He's speaking now is not one of survival, it is one of restoration, elevation, and release. If your spirit believes the weight of this truth, type 1111 as a quiet declaration that you are standing in agreement with what heaven has already begun. You will not go back to who you used to be. You will not shrink to fit into rooms that made you feel small. You will not entertain conversations that question what God already confirmed. There is a new boldness rising in you now. Not loud, not aggressive, but rooted. Rooted in the Word. Rooted in trust. Rooted in knowing that you are not who they called you, you are who God created you. You were never designed to carry the fear they tried to place on you. You were never meant to live under the pressure of pleasing people who only wanted access to your strength but never cared for your soul. That season is over. That version of you is done. And from this moment forward, you are walking differently. Not to prove anything, but because you finally understand that God's covering is enough.